So this is standard 8, fulfilling wider professional responsibilities. I'm going to start off by saying Masoni 2011 shows that extracurricular activities can have a massive positive effect on students' life. This can be through motivation to be at school or motivation to come to after school clubs, etc., which gives them a positive attitude towards their work and allows them to progress even further in their chosen sport. For some people, it may even keep them in school, so they might be on the verge of dropping out of school and the extracurricular activities. Maybe what's keeping them there, like giving them something to do after school, is allowing them to stay there and make progress. It could also determine their future. So engaging in these after school activities might determine what they want to do in the future, because they might not get to do it anywhere else. So having these after school clubs may determine what they want to do in the years to come, which will be really nice. So I'm going to start by showing a basketball game review that I went to. So I helped out with a Year 7 training for a little bit. I went to a few training sessions, helped them out, and was invited to go along to a Year 7 basketball game. So I observed sort of how to run things, what was needed to make sure that the game went ahead, and the organisation behind the game before getting there. And when we did get there, it was really nice to see the boys in a different light as such. So seeing them out of their normal PE classes or around school, and seeing them in a situation that they're passionate about, which was really nice. And they get to see me in a different light as well. And it was nice to give them a little team talk at half time. So I was more involved than just observing and watching. So they sort of got to know me a little bit better and build up that rapport outside of school that you may not have got with it just from your PE lessons. So it's nice to build up relationships with different kids and different students to see the different sides to each other, and it was really nice, and it was kind of give me the motivation to want to take on my own responsibility and do my own fixture with this Year 7 group, and that's exactly what I did. So after the review and watching it and knowing how it was organised, I got a chance to arrange a fixture myself. So I got the email for the head of PE over at Treetops, which was the team that we was meant to be playing. So I emailed him, and he put me in touch with his head of sorting out the basketball game. He said that the game was really good and that we'd built up that rapport as a school together, and that they'd love to play us again. So it was really easy to communicate with him and arrange another game. So when he put me in contact with her, we arranged, it's quite hard to see through here, but we arranged through email a different game, and it was sort of making sure that the dates and we're able to get the staff together, and that we'd be able to get a team out for that point and make sure that the sports hall was free at their place or our place, and making sure that everything fit together for a game to take place. So we agreed on that eventually, and we set a date for the game to be played. So the next step for me was to book a minibus for that date. So I had to go up to reception, make sure that the minibus was available on that date, and make sure that someone could drive us to and from the venue at that time, as there's only 4 minibuses in the school, and we had to make sure that one of them was free. So we had to book it well in advance to make sure that everything ran smoothly. Once that was booked, I got my Year 17 together and gave them consent forms to make sure that they could play and to make sure that everything was running smoothly. So they got the consent form back, and as you can see here, they had 4 different options to make sure that I knew where they was going to get picked up and who was going to pick them up. So it was kind of the safeguarding behind it as well, to make sure that all the kids were safe and they knew where they were getting picked up at what time and by who. So it was good to see that all the consent forms come back. Without a consent form, they wouldn't have been able to play, which would have been a shame. But I got all those back like this in this format, which was good to see. And then on the actual day, we got the minibus over, and it was just coaching in the game. So there's a screenshot of me giving a team talk to the team during half time, and it was good to see the students in that light and that different situation where they're paying attention to me, not in a PE way, but more of in a coaching role. And it was good to see the students sort of in a different sport where they were actually passionate about winning and passionate about doing well in their sport. So it made them listen more, and it helped build that rapport with both of us. And there's just a screenshot of the game. The game itself was really nice, as the team that we're playing against, the school is a special needs school. So they played a team of between year sevens and year 11s, where we played a year 7 team, and it was good to see the differences because they were a lot taller than us, and it was a little bit not unfair, but it was sort of a little bit harder for our year 7 boys to get comfortable playing the game that they wanted to play because they were so much bigger. So having those team talks at the end and really motivating them was really good, and to see the boys play together as a team and ultimately win by 2 points was really really good to see. And it built the relationship up between myself and the boys on the pitch. It built that up, and it was really good. So after the game, showed them about some local clubs. So this is the Thurrock Hornets, the local club for the basketball team, and it sort of motivated some of them to go down, which is what ultimately for me is one of the key things, especially coming from our M1 assignment and lifelong participation. This shows that the students from school are now willing to go out and join other clubs that they may progress into, and who knows where they go from there. But as long as they're participating in sport, and we give them the provisions and show them that there are the facilities out there and the opportunities out there to succeed at a local level or national level or whatever, but just giving them the opportunity to go to a different club in that sport. As well as this, it sort of helped to get people down to different clubs within school. So after the basketball season had finished, it was nice to get them down to the athletics or during this half term. So most of the kids at the basketball then came down to athletics, and it was good to see them there. Also, with the basketball game itself, it was out of season, so it was getting fixtures in when the season's finished. So it's always keeping them motivated, keeping their spirits high, and giving them an opportunity to play their chosen sport out of season against different teams, and still having those fixtures and building up that relationship with myself and other team members. And it was really really a good way of interacting with different students that you may not normally interact with on a day-to-day basis.